Yes, Sandeep, let's start with you. And you've got 3 buy recommendations for us.
Yeah, I have a buy in Biocon, stop loss of 247, target of 262, an inverse head and shoulder pattern breakout in the daily charts, so should move up till that point. Nifty has also given a breakout, or it looks like it will give a breakout, so I sense a move of 40 to 50 points on the Nifty futures as well. So all my recommendations are buy ones. Buy in Crompton, stop loss 117, target 129, a multiple resistance breakout in the daily charts, and a buy in Hin Unilever, a stop loss of 493, target 525, a flag pattern breakout again in the daily charts.
Okay, so it's buy calls across the board when it comes to Sandeep, Wagle, and quite the divergent view when Prakash Gaba is selecting his pick. So Prakash, it looks like you're shorting.
Yes, because I did my share of buying in the hot stocks. So in Traders 20, I like to short. I like to short Hindalco. Looks weak to me. It's exhausted in the upper regions, 122, 120 zones. I would have a stop just above these levels of 170 and expect Hindalco to slide down to levels close to 113 or even lower in the days to come. So Hindalco looks weak to me. Second stock that looks weak to me is India Cement. Against more of a reactive up move there, which got exhausted. I think it should slide down from here. I would have a stop about these levels of 86 and expect it to slide down to levels closer to 83. And third is Jubilant Food. It's more of a distribution pattern in the upper regions of 1300 or so. To me, it looks exhausted in the regions of around 1200. I have a tight stop just above these levels of 1168, and it can slide down to levels closer to 1133 in a day or two. So Hindalco, India Cement, and Jubilant Food, all shorts.
Okay, all shorts is the way to go for Prakash Gaba. We take a quick break right here on Traders 20, but don't go anywhere because we've got Rajat, Bose as well as Deepak Mahoney. They're going to be highlighting all of their fresh picks, Dr. C.K. Narayan, pardon me, all their fresh picks after we come back.
You've tuned into Traders 20, the show that gives you top technical bets in the markets.
Absolutely, and of course in our last leg we've got with us Rajat, Bose as well as Dr. C.K. Narayan. They're going to elaborate all the trading ideas that they've selected for today. And Rajat, it seems like it's the newsmakers that you've spotted along with the Nifty.
You're right. I would say that I've chosen one momentum stocks from the mid-cap category. SK's Microfinance. Yesterday it has shown a range breakout. Earlier it was trading for the last 7 or 8 trading sessions. It was trading between 90 and 110. Yesterday with heavy volume it posted a breakout, and on the daily chart it looks pretty positive. And the 200-day moving average is around 150. So I've kept a short-term target of 150, knowing that it shows pretty heavy momentum normally when it gives the range breakout. So I've kept a very close stop of 120. If you are wrong, you are out, only losing about 3 rupees or so. The reason of choosing 120 as stop loss is that even today's low, till I last saw, it was 121 point something. So it even posted a low that is higher than yesterday's close, and a short-term target of 150. The next stock, yesterday there was so much of a hullabaloo regarding ITC suffering so much and all that, and today the stock is recovering. And in this kind of a recovery, I have seen tracking the stock right from 1998 very closely. What I have always found is that after that kind of a bad news, it generally posts a good bounce back, and that's why I kept a target of 267, and below its support level of 259 I have kept the stop loss. And Nifty August futures, I have used it as a hedge trade. It's a short selling idea. My stop loss is above 54.35. This is precisely because Nifty future, August future, is enjoying a 20-point premium over the index, and I would consider 5400 to have been decisively breached by the index only when it trades successfully above 5415. Hence the stop loss of 5435, and I've kept a target of 5390, 5376 and 5368. You have seen in the last half hour yesterday how such targets are achieved. Yesterday even I gave a short sell. Whether it would work or not doesn't really matter, but at these levels one should have a hedge trade. That's why I've offered this trade.
Okay, so 2 long and 1 short idea coming in from Rajat. And Dr. Narayan, it's a very similar sort of approach that you've also got, but you've got all stocks for us.
Yeah, I am looking to pick something, 2 stocks to go long and 1 to go short, slightly getting it mixed up a bit to kind of cater to both sides of the market. For the long side, I have picked one which is a little steady kind of stock, which is recovering from its lows, which is Crompton Greaves. Had made a nice big low, seen some consolidation, created a higher bottom, and now seeming to be actually coming out of that higher bottom situation at about 121. I think it warrants a buy because the stop loss is pretty near. You can use anything ranging from about 3 to 6 points depending upon your own individual risk parameters. I think we could see a target at about 130, 135 in this stock in the short run. So Crompton Greaves is the first of the buy. For the second buy, I have something which is a lot more aggressive, which is your United Spirits, which moves as though it is drunk most of the time. But be that as it may, the stock gives really sterling returns if you manage to get it right. So right now it is actually challenging the retracement resistances in the region of about 940, 945. And looking at the kind of volumes and momentum that it has built up in this rise, it does seem very, very possible that the overhead resistance at about 940-45 region will be overcome, and the stock should head higher to about 960 to 970, which is the next immediate target zone. So I'm looking to buy United Spirits. You'll have to give about a 1 to 1.5% kind of stop loss on this because it's a higher beta and much more volatility is seen in its movement. So 930 or 925 should be your stop with a target at about 960 to 70. To kind of balance out both these, I have a short call on BPCL. I think oil marketing companies have been bearing the brunt of bearish forces, and they have been wilting slowly but very, very consistently. At about 345 levels, I would want to short BPCL with a stop loss at about 350 to 352 because I see it gradually drifting down to about 335 or 330.
Okay, thanks very much, Dr. Narayan, for walking us through your picks. We're done with equities, with the commodities space. Let's get in a check with Manisha Gupta. Hi, Manisha.
Hi, Avan. Thank you for that. Well, most of the commodities are doing well on hopes of ECB action coming into the market. So how do you trade all the commodities ahead of that? For that, let's go across to Vandana Bharti. She joins us from SNC phone line in New Delhi. Vandana, hi. Welcome to the show. How are you looking at the crude prices now? Because there are news of US considering releasing oil supplies from the strategic reserve. Do you think that would put some pressure on the prices now?
Yeah, Manisha, I'm thinking that this step would put some pressure on the crude oil prices. And moreover, $96 is a very good resistance in crude oil and NYMEX. And in Indian market, somewhere near 53.50, 53.60 is a very good resistance for this crude oil. But yes, before US takes some decision, in 1 or 2 days trading session, I'm expecting that we may see some further rise in the prices of crude oil. Because in between, we got the statement of the Chinese Premier Wen Jiabo that he has stated that there is some room for monetary policy and all, monetary easing and all. So yes, this news may inject some positive movements in crude oil prices. So right now I am little bullish in crude oil prices, but yes, safely at the level of 53.50, investors should book their profit and quit the position.
Vandana, also what's your sense coming in for the metals now? Gold, silver, most of the base metal prices also are trading steady ahead of the ECB action. Now Merkel is supporting Draghi's pledge to do whatever it may take to support ECB. Ahead of that, do you think the strength just might continue?
Yes, what we have seen in past few weeks that both gold and silver, they are moving with a very small steps in Indian market, even in international market. In international market, we have seen some volatility in gold prices, but in silver, it was stuck in the range of around 26.75 to $28. Now it is trading above the mark of $28. Again, $29 is a very strong resistance for this commodity. But yes, since it has somehow it managed to give the closing above the mark of $28. So now I'm expecting a further upside momentum in this commodity. So yes, in India market also I'm expecting a level of 54,100 for this commodity. My next target would be of 54,400. So both of these commodity, gold and silver, they may see further upside movement in coming days.
All right, Vandana, we'll let you go at that. Thank you so much for joining us. So the stimulus hopes are keeping the commodities higher. So buying call coming in for crude and silver both from SMC. With that, it's back to you, Megha.
Thanks very much, Manisha, for joining in and, of course, giving us a heads up on what's happening with commodities. And a big thank you to, of course, all our technical guests who've joined us today on the show. So that was Vandana Bharti as well as Ashwini, Mitesh, Sandeep, Prakash and Rajat and Dr. Narayan. Thanks very much for joining in. But here's a disclaimer once again that we've discussed a whole lot of ideas on the show. And if you do decide to take any positions on any of the stocks discussed, please consult your investment advisor.
Well, that done, we've got a next half hour with BNSM Stock Game. Stay with us.